I'm at Florence and today's video is on Barack Obama, who was president until a few days ago on the 20th. Now, if you are a really big fan of Obama, you know everything about him, name 5 countries that he has bombed. I can name 7.
What is international law? Who's it written for? The international community is much more than simply the white world, what they got in store. But more conquest, they still the same as before. The empire still needs its never-ending wars.
Now, over the last few days that Barack Obama spent as president, all over the internet, on Facebook and different social media websites and news sites, I saw posts about Obama and how, graceful he was. And he's the brilliant orientator, and he's never had a scandal in his history. He's completely spotless. I don't think he's that grateful. I think he's a creep who makes funny jokes about predator drones despite using them to kill children in places such as Yemen and Pakistan.
The Jonas brothers are here. They're out there somewhere. Sasha and Malia are huge fans, but boys don't get any ideas. I have 2 words for you: predator drones. You will never see it coming. You think I'm joking?
I think that he's a serial liar and a trickster who came to power on an anti-war ticket. Oh yes, I'm going to take us out of Iraq. I'm going to take us out of the Middle East. I'm going to get rid of the Bush legacy. And then he ends up bombing 7 countries and also reigniting war in Iraq and continuing to do operations in countries such as Pakistan and Afghanistan, and even expanding operations in Africa. And as for no scandals, are you fucking serious? The NSA scandal, have you already forgotten? Are you so dense that the biggest scandal in all of human history? Think about it. Can you think of any bigger scandal than the NSA mass spying network? What other president in the world can say, oh well, I was caught in a scandal. I was caught to have, helped my country's security agency to have access to almost all electronic devices in every home around the world. There is no bigger scandal than that. Edward Snowden is still hiding in Russia today in fear of his life that somebody like Barack Obama wouldn't lock him up like he did to Chelsea Manning. Let's talk about Chelsea Manning, shall we? Locking up whistleblowers. Chelsea Manning exposed war crimes under George W. Bush, and Barack Obama still supported locking her away when she exposed and leaked these secrets to WikiLeaks. Even though Barack Obama did, in his last few days, give her clemency, allowing her to go free in May this year, 2017, that still doesn't change the fact that he did nothing as she was locked up for over 5 years. On top of other things, Barack Obama falsely accusing North Korea of hacking Sony, Barack Obama falsely accusing Russia of meddling in the United States elections, and his constant sanctions. It's his favourite word. Sanctions on Russia, sanctions on China, sanctions on Cuba, sanctions on Venezuela, sanctions on Russia again. Why not? Sanctions, sanctions, sanctions. That's all that the United States knows to do. Sanctions and bombing people. Dropping bombs seems to be Obama's favourite thing to do, as he dropped 1 bomb every 20 minutes, 24 hours a day for the entire 8 years that he was president. Obama's love for bombing different countries reached such an incredible height that during the 8 years of his presidency, every 20 minutes he dropped a bomb. Every 20 minutes, every hour, every 24 hours of every day he was president. In total, the United States under Barack Obama dropped 26,171 bombs while Barack Obama was president. And this is somebody who came to power on the anti-war ticket. His lofty promises of taking the United States out of the Middle East, of not messing in the affairs of different countries. And talking about messing in affairs, his interference in other countries isn't only outright bombing them, but it's also supporting colour revolutions. Now, a colour revolution is an uprising, or a coup, which is so heavily funded by the United States that it almost loses its independence. In Ukraine in 2014, the United States supported such a colour revolution in which very far-right nationalists and neo-Nazis gained power. It was so bad that the current Ukrainian government, put into power with a United States coup, is hiring neo-Nazi militias to kill its Russian opponents in the east. And let's not forget Barack Obama's constant support of Israel and even funding them billions in US dollars for military aid. Is it really no wonder that some activists have started to give him the title Barack the Bomber Droner-in-Chief? Let's go into a little more details of the consequence of Barack Obama's bombing of foreign countries. In 2011, Barack Obama supported a NATO campaign in Libya, which ousted Gaddafi, the independent government of Libya, and installed a very bizarre hybrid mix of nationalists and Islamist rebels. Today, Libya is one of the poorest countries in Africa, where it was one of the highest. It is one of the most desperate. It's hard for people to even get water. Many people have, fled across the sea, the Mediterranean Ocean, to try to escape the chaos that was left in the wake of the NATO invasion. And half the country, not literally half the country, but half the power in the country is controlled by ISIS cells who would attack any government which tries to install a green Arab nationalist independent government like they had before, which was working far better than what they have today. Among other consequences was the rise of ISIS. Barack Obama and the United States politicians thought it would be a brilliant idea to start arming rebels in Syria to overthrow the government of Bashar al-Assad. And how did this end up? Most of these rebels defected, gave up, died, and their weapons ended up going into the hands of groups such as ISIS and al-Nusra. The United States struggled so hard to find moderate rebels, as they've come to call them, that they even tried to end up funding soldiers by almost $1 million each to train each soldier. And these particular soldiers defected or lost or died or disappeared before their first major battle. I could go on forever about the consequences of Barack's funding of colour revolutions and bombing and spying, but there isn't enough time, and somebody as an independent researcher like me doesn't have enough resources to go through all of this in one 10 to 15 minute video, so I'm going to have to stop here. But before we go, you might say, well, Donald Trump is going to be far worse. But get this, Donald Trump now has keys to Barack Obama's drone program. The drone program that Barack Obama spent his career trying to expand is now in the hands of Donald Trump. All of the countries that Barack Obama helped to fund colour revolutions in and bombing, their future is now in the hands of Donald Trump. And the NSA mass spying network that Barack Obama spent his career trying to build up and embolden is all now in the hands of, guess who? Donald Trump. Thanks, Obama.